So I'm making this video because this is a technology that I hadn't even experienced before. I got it for Christmas and I am loving this so much. So this is one of those immersion style sous vide devices. And if you're watching this video, you probably already understand what it is, but you want to find out how it works. So this one's made by Joule, Joule, and it's very simple. It's got a magnetic base, so it sticks down into a pot, you fill it with water, and you turn it on. But how do you turn it on? Well, this particular one has no screen, no way of operating its temperature or anything else other than through an app. So you use your own phone and a Bluetooth connection to control the app. So I had made fish, I'd done salmon. I won't even talk about that today because all I want to talk about is the ribeye steak that I made last night. It was sensational. So this of course goes into the water. The temperature, and I researched this, the temperature for creating medium rare, which is how I wanted this particular ribeye, was 131 degrees Fahrenheit. So I set the app to 131 degrees Fahrenheit and it starts to preheat. And the way it operates is it sucks water in and through the bottom and then it sprays out here. But your water level typically is slightly higher than that, so it's just like a gentle water feature. It takes no more than 10 minutes to preheat the water, then it's at that temperature. It isn't boiling, it's not bubbling, and I actually had it on this surface here. It was away from the oven, away from the hob. I had it on this surface and I put, in fact, I'll show you, hold on. I put one of these underneath the pot, like this is a silicone trivet sort of thing, because even though it's granite, you can never be too safe. Once it was in place, I got the steak, I had the steak coming up to room temperature anyway out of the fridge. I put the steak into a Ziploc bag. Hold on. Okay, standard Ziploc bag. By the way, there is a whole lot of online discussion about how safe or not safe these are. The majority opinion is it's just fine, but you may disagree. But you don't need a vacuum sucker of any sort to take the air out. You open up the bag, you put the steak inside, and what you do is you close the bag, I'd say, and you season it, by the way. I put in rosemary, thyme, no olive oil needed because there's so much fat within the ribeye itself. I put in some slices, very thinly sliced garlic, I did on a mandolin. Close it up, and then what you do is you push it into the water, and as you push it down, the Archimedes principle, which you knew, right? It pushes all the air out, and right at the base, when you've got the water here, you zip the last bit up and then you clip it onto the pot and it sits beautifully inside the water. It doesn't rise up. You don't want it rising up over the surface of the water. It stays down below and that's it. Then you set your timer. Now, because the steak was an inch thick, it called for 1 hour of cooking time. So that was it. I went off and got on with my own stuff. You don't need to check it. You don't need to look at it. By the way, my little one's watching a movie in the background. That's what all the noise is about. So I left it cooking, and then at the end of the hour, out it comes. Oh, and a great tip I picked up, especially when you're cooking with fish, which is very delicate, getting it over the ridges of this bag is a bit annoying and can disrupt the food. So I just cut across there with a pair of scissors, slid it out. Now at this point, you could eat the meat. It is perfectly medium rare. That temperature and that time gets you to exactly that type of cooked end result. But who wants a piece of meat like that? So then you either throw it on a very hot pan, out on the grill outside, or as I did, underneath a broiler, underneath a very hot grill inside the actual oven. I did probably a minute either side, and that was it. It was good to go. And I have to say, wow, probably one of the best steaks I've ever had. And the beauty of it is, let's say you're busy and the hour is up and it's reached medium rare or whatever your chosen temperature is, you can leave it in for another half an hour. It doesn't overcook. It stays perfectly at that cooked condition until you take it out the water. So that was my experience. It was a great steak. Sous vide, I have to say, I'm loving it. Bonus material now. Yesterday, I made this in 2 hours. Do you know what this is? It's limoncello. Limoncello normally takes 8 weeks to make, between 6 and 8 weeks. You peel off a whole bunch of lemon rinds, mix them with vodka, put them in a bag, put it in the sous vide, 2 hours, it's ready. You mix it with sugar syrup and limoncello. If you found that useful, please like, please share, and I'll do another one soon.